It's Friday and the Premier League begins today. The sun is out, the birds are singing, and the Pete Donaldsons are here. You must be loving life, baby.
I'm loving life. I've got the burps, just ate 2 eggs.
Oh, for crying out loud.
But
Why do you have to behave like this?
I had
It's a fair question.
It's not really a choice, though, is it?
I had 2 eggs and a
this
bottle of
stage.
Tabasco this morning.
Yeah.
That's not a choice, Jim.
And that's not a choice. And so I'm excited about the Premier League, but I'm also a little gassy. So
you slathered the eggs in Tabasco, didn't you? So that you said the studio wouldn't smell of egg.
Yeah,
and I would argue
Tabasco.
it just smelled differently of egg.
It smelled of better egg, a better quality of egg.
You dirty old rotter.
You dirty old eggy rotter.
You old rotter.
The football Ramble preview show. I'm excited, Marcus. We're in a new studio.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We had like 2 weeks in the wilderness where we were recording on Zoom.
Yeah.
And now we're in a studio together. It's very exciting.
It's too exciting, quite clearly. But the eggs have brought us back down to earth.
Yes.
Jim Campbell, we don't have to wait till tomorrow for the first game of the season.
Come on.
Tonight.
The opening game of the Premier League features the current champions, Liverpool, host Bournemouth tonight at 8 p.m.
I'm so excited. I've been jonesing for the Premier League to come back. I'm
Right.
looking forward to all of it.
Phil Jones in.
I'm looking Phil Jones in, yet gurning away with excitement. I'm looking forward to all the stress of it. I'm looking forward to Gary Neville standing like a goat that's also a deputy head boy. I'm looking forward to just the new match of the day stuff. I've been jonesing for some football that means something.
Yes.
I can't wait for this. It's going to be great.
And I can't say, are you looking forward to a second place finish again? Because I predicted your lot to win the bleeding title.
Yeah, you can still say that, mate. Don't deny yourself a little treat if it presents itself.
Even if it's mathematically impossible, I will still be standing here.
It's more of a curse, really, as we head towards the end of the
Of course,
season.
you weren't here for our predictions, of course. But,
No.
but yours have been on social media. But
They have been on social media, and they were incorrect because I said
they will be proved to be incorrect.
they will be proved to be incorrect by the final league table standings.
You reckon you'll go to the last round, will you?
Yeah, no, probably Christmas would probably be sensible. But I believe in Team Vish. I'm a Man City. I'm a Man City to win the league kind of guy. I'm excited.
I see.
I'm excited because it's
You're
more
excited
exciting
for Man City to
Well,
win
no,
the
I'm more
league.
excited to for me to be right, and that's the only thing that we need to worry about. I think.
Well, Liverpool, of course. Could they? Well,
Second.
They can't prove us all wrong on the opening day, but they can give us all a scare. And we certainly got a scare from them in general. Just how good they looked at moments in that first half in the Community
Certainly the
Shield.
first 10 minutes was scary, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. But they have a chance tonight to really flex and show everybody what their new shiny players can do in the Premier League. Of course, we all know about Wirtz, one of the best players in the world, you might say. Ekitike looks great, blah, blah, blah. I mean, a home victory will be on the cards this evening.
You would
Jim
think so.
Campbell.
And also Bournemouth, the 4 of the 5-man defence that were so good for them last season have departed.
One of them to Liverpool.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So that is potentially going to be really, really tricky. Obviously, they've had a bit of time on the training ground and they've got defenders that have been there for a while that obviously, know what they're doing. But it's not ideal, is it? It's a really, really...
It's not ideal.
It is literally the worst fixture you could have on the opening day when you're kind of, your new defence is settling. I suppose you get it out of the way.
We
But
can-
in terms of the experience that
Yeah.
you are likely to have, it's probably not ideal, is it?
It wasn't that long ago they lost 9-0 there.
True.
Can't be that bad.
Well, it can't be that
can't
bad.
get any worse than that.
So
It
are you
just
saying
can't.
they'll take 8-0 and go, you know what?
Well,
It's been worse than this before.
if they're 7-0 down at half time, they take 8-0. No, I don't think. I think a few people are saying, and I get the whole, they've lost Howson, they've lost Kirkish, one or two others. I don't think Bournemouth are going to be that terrible this season or that
No.
bad. It might be unlikely because there was a period of time last season where we were thinking, blimey, are we going to see Champions League football at the Vitality Stadium?
Yeah.
Next season, which would have been something.
We said that. We probably said that about Brighton in the past, though, haven't we? In the same. kind of
There's always a
level.
team that threatens it.
Yeah, but Brighton have got European football, though, not Champions League. So I'm not sure we're going to maybe talk about Bournemouth in that way this season. But I really don't worry for them because if you think about the players that people thought they were going to lose, like Semenyo, for example,
Yeah.
well, he's still there. And crucially, the manager is still there. The manager was being linked. How good were Bournemouth at periods. You know, look, when they turned up and hammered your lot at St James's Park. You know, the football they played at times last season, lest we forget, was scintillating.
I mean, they're going to probably lose Dango Ouattara. It looks like he's going to go to Brentford, but otherwise, in the forward areas, they're intact, aren't they?
Evan
which
Nielsen's
is
still there.
Key.
Yeah,
Justin Kluivert as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've still got players. So I think that this game will be more keenly contested than perhaps maybe one or two think.
Early penalty for Justin.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
VVD doing a little bit of.
Yeah.
I do think he's going to drop off this season. He has to. He's 35.
If he drops an absolute stinker tonight, then that is that's interesting.
It's a fly in the ointment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that like when a big team at the World Cup? It gets a bit of a bloody nose in like the first or second game, and suddenly you think, "Oh my goodness,
It's all up for grabs."
Yeah, we can
But
win it,
everything just reverts to mean by
true.
the end of August.
I should point out that Virgil. I need to call him Dick Van Dijk. There, Virgil Van Dijk is 34.
34. Sorry,
Does that change your opinion?
Well, he's in his 35th year.
He's in his 35th. Yeah,
True. Forgive me for doubting.
like the Koreans, because you start at 1, don't you? In Korea,
Yeah, they changed that.
Is that
didn't they?
right?
Yeah,
Some-
everyone got a
some
year
year
younger
older,
recently.
not bad, is it?
It's a bit like if your man from Endgame, Avengers Endgame, was the
The
president.
purple guy,
Yeah,
Barney.
Thanos.
Thanos. It was like Thanos.
the friendly dinosaur.
Yeah,
Bang,
Thanos
you're a year
the-
younger.
Yeah, it's like he was the president.
Is that what? Is that because I've never watched any of those
have
gopping
you not?
films? And when he snaps I thought he just kills the whole world in the universe.
No, half of it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just to
What,
make a bit of room.
Australia.
No, just it's at random.
Right. It just
Be
thins out
harsh.
half of the
Half of
universe.
everyone. Yeah.
Why did you say
Oh.
Australia there?
It's like the bottom half of the world.
It was more than it.
Quite a lot
fine.
more in
Why don't
that
you go through some of the
hemisphere.
other countries that are in half of the world then?
Well, yeah, just talk to Thanos.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. If you had to take out if you had to take out half
Yeah.
the countries
All
in
right,
the world,
we're
what
losing
are
Nobby
they?
Solano and Elon Musk. All right, guys, are you happy?
I'm not about losing Nobby.
I know.
Ah,
Yeah, he's got a new job.
is he?
Forget where. I think it might be Pakistan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
well-travelled manager that.
Let's hope he's in the right half of the world then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
Something we can all get behind. So yes, I forget the point I was making.
Yep.
Bournemouth, they're all a
Virgil
year
van
younger.
Dijk is 34.
Virgil van Dijk is a year younger
We're
than we
back,
thought.
people. We got a new studio. Same old twaddle.
So Virgil van Dijk is younger than we think. But
Right.
what about the very, very young man that they've just brought in from Italy, Giovanni Leoni, who once said that he idolises. I say once said, it was fairly recently. He said, I take inspiration from Virgil van Dijk and Chris Smalling, quite pleasingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris
okay.
Smalling obviously did very well at Roma, was a part of the side that Jose Mourinho's team, lest we forget, that won the inaugural Europa Conference League.
Sometimes you've got a weird favourite player as a kid. I remember thinking Mark Draper was brilliant at Aston Villa.
He was a good player, though.
He was.
Mark Draper. So leave off. But
I'm not. I'm literally praising him.
okay, fine. But I mean, he is from Rome, Giovanni Leoni. So
When in Rome,
exactly, when in Rome,
Yeah.
do as Chris Smalling does.
as Chris Smalling does.
And when in
yeah.
Liverpool, do as 34-year-old Virgil van Dijk does. So he's joined the side, which, I mean, when he signs for, a fair few million quid, he's 18. He's not played that much football, but quite clearly he's played enough for everyone to go, this lad's a player.
Yeah, let's
What
get
is
him.
he, 6'4", 6'5", tall, strapping guy, good with the ball at his feet, all that kind of good stuff. And you think, he's worth about 75 million by the end of the season.
But is it the sort of side that you need to be at to kick on as an 18-year-old? Like, you kind of need to hit the ground running in the Premier League. Good God.
I know what you mean.
It's a hell of a difficult task
well,
for him.
it's interesting, the centre-back situation at Liverpool, because there's chat, isn't there, that Ibrahima Konate has agreed to join Real Madrid either this summer or next summer when he's out of contract.
Chat
Right.
from Spain,
Yeah.
from quite tabloidy Spanish outlets.
I mean, if he's going to Real Madrid and he's out of contract, I mean, this is.
Well, sign, yeah. We're not going to register, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say, normally rats jump off a sinking ship.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Liverpool ship seems to be sailing quite happily through the night.
Yeah. They're acquiring more rats, aren't they?
This rat has actually booked its travel plans quite well ahead of time. A part of me thinks that there is a regular meeting in the Real Madrid diary that is just entirely about annoying Liverpool.
Yeah.
Just every week they just come up with new ideas.
You reckon?
Just a little kind of little pot of money to spend to seed out these Instagram stories.
Yeah, they're Real Madrid are quite scared
Chaos.
of Liverpool these days, aren't they? That's what it is. Well, we fear you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprising maybe if they tried to gazump them for Alexander Isak.
Well, as I said, they'll try and sign whoever. I mean, I don't know why they haven't had a crack, to be honest.
Have you seen how many players they've got up there? Killing Mbappe's going, hang about. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Isak has proved that he's performing at a higher level.
You're the
probably better defender as well.
You're the false 9. He's the real 9. There we go. That's what we're going to do.
Sorry, lads, you can't have 12 players. No, he's a false 9. You cannot. Oh, fine, you're Real Madrid. Do what you like.
Yeah, do what you bleeding like. Well, so, I mean, how much we'll see of Giovanni Leoni in a Liverpool shirt this season remains to be seen, of course. But
it does feel like a market opportunity, doesn't it? Rather than like, let's get him straight in there.
Not one for now.
Completely, yeah. I mean, because the talk of Mark Gay going to Liverpool, I mean, Gay, the situation at the time of recording, because things can change very quickly with this, it seems that Gay would rather stay at Palace because it's a World Cup year. Which makes sense because because according to reports, he's not guaranteed minutes at Liverpool, which would be quite something. I mean, again, the Konate situation, we'll have to see where that goes. But I mean, Mark Gay's thinking, hang on, if I sign for this side, I want to be a starting centre half.
Absolutely. And if Konate goes, the problem remains, doesn't it? I suppose in that case, then Leone probably steps up and plays a bit more. And we've seen young players do that, but at centre back, it's particularly difficult, I suppose. But yeah, I find that really interesting from Mark Gay. He's very smart, isn't he? And a lot of players think, you know what, I'll back myself to get in the team and. And I
don't ever go Uncle Mark.
Yeah, and I can. We've seen it many times. Players thinking that they can go and kind of force their way into a very settled unit and it not work out. And I think he's taken a step back and going, that is a bit risky because he was brilliant for England in the Euros.
Well, currently he's England's starting centre half for John Stones. All being well,
that will probably remain though wherever he ends up. Surely,
I suppose you're right. He's been excellent for England, and there's an argument that he's the starting centre half. But you've got to prove that to Tuchel, right? You've got to be in his mind. What he's done under Southgate isn't really relevant now, so he'll have an eye on that as well.
I mean,
I think he would get into an England side wherever he played. I think he'd do a tilt in Saudi and still get in.
Do you think?
Well, under Tuchel, he's clearly mad.
I think I understand Gay's thinking. It could be a bit of a sickener for Palace. It's a funny one, though. It's kind of bittersweet for Palace because, as a neutral, I want to see him in a Palace shirt. Obviously, all the Palace fans do. And you think, well, they get an extra year of him, but then they get nothing the following summer. And therefore, he defaults to becoming a rat.
Yeah. so many rats around. It's true. You're never more than 6 feet away, wherever it is. We're seeing it more and more.
That's in London, yeah. I suppose that's where Gay is. Yeah, I mean, backs up the point, I suppose. Yeah.
It's also a myth because it's about spiders. But
let's not
let that get in the way.
Okay,
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Better you know.
Well, absolutely right. So yeah, interesting how it'll pan out tonight. I think that Bournemouth front line will be targeting that Liverpool back line because that's how forward and defence would work.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if they're targeting somewhere else, it would be a complete waste of time. But there are little concerns over Liverpool defensively. Jamie Carragher's made that point, and one or two others as well. So I think it's a fascinating encounter. The home side are obviously heavily favourites for it, but I don't think it's quite as simple as that. But the game at Anfield tonight will be the first competitive game at Anfield since the passing of Diogo Jota, and it's going to be an emotional affair. I think we said that obviously, and a lot of people did at the time after the horrendous news came through, and so many of us just kind of staring into the distance and so I'm just thinking, blimey, it's just so awful. And then you have the summer, and obviously, like things happen, and you're kind of not distracted by it, but and you thought to yourself, when the season starts, this will all come up again.
Yes, yeah.
And here we are.
The thing that kind of hit me was, like the website Transfer Market.
Yes.
That everyone uses for a lot of reasons. When a player passes, and I saw this with Czech Tiote and Christian Atsu and stuff at Newcastle, they turn their pictures black and white.
Yeah.
And I was like, and for some reason that really
quite emotional.
Brought it back as I was looking a few days ago. I was like, it's a really sort of poignant sort of thing. But I mean, his versatility in the side will be missed on a performative side of things, and we do sometimes have to talk about the football side of things. He was an incredible footballer, started incredibly well, 7 out of 10 goals for his first few matches at Liverpool, and he was a hell of a servant. And I imagine that Liverpool will give him a hell of a send off tonight.
Yeah, you're right, because one understandably and should focus on the man. and you think, yeah, of course, it's families, children. Oh, it's awful to think about it because it almost seems pointless and ridiculous to say, and he'll be missed on the football pitch as well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the right thing to mention.
Exactly.
But it should be a
aftermath of it,
testament
does it?
to
But
one's
it-
legacy to
Yeah.
such a well heeled sort of player, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very versatile player and a brilliant finisher as well. And they sort of, I expect part of the reason that they're still working so hard on Alexander Isak is they do need to replace that spot in the squad. And, you know, it feels like quite a kind of, it almost feels like a crass thing to say, doesn't it? But they do have to address that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely do. It was nice to hear that Chelsea have announced that they'll donate a share of the Club World Cup bonuses being paid to their place to the family of Diogo Jota and Andre Silva.
Obviously,
great.
Pedro Neto was obviously particularly close to
Yes.
Jota, but lovely. A lovely thing to see, and not something you see very often in modern football. And good on them.
Yeah, no, fair play. Okay, coming up after this, Arsenal are off to Old Trafford.
You better get your finger out, all right, and make sure that you get the fucking results.
Welcome back to the Football Ramble, everybody. A reminder to all Premier League clubs there from the
fingers
great
out.
Duncan Ferguson. Now, speaking of Duncan Ferguson, there's going to be some rule changes in the Premier League.
There's a
this
new
season.
sheriff in town, and he's tied you up and he's abusing you before the police arrive.
Oh dear, it's been announced that Premier League referees will crack down on holding in the penalty box this season. The expectation is that more penalties will be awarded as a result, but not enough for the team that are attacking and too many for the team that are defending.
What have you got against love, Pugmall?
That's true.
Hugging, special adult cuddles
I
in
am-
the 18-yard box.
Will this affect goal celebrations?
Yes.
We just don't know.
Exactly,
We
yeah.
don't know any of it. The whole holding thing,
It's so annoying.
it is.
I
To
think
the
this is a really good rule.
To the
If-
point of, Jim, right? And as stupid as this is, it was like one of the things when I used to play grassroots football, 11 aside, they'd be like, how can anything go just before this corner is taken?
yeah.
Like, get off me.
Get off
feels,
me, yeah.
it feels like a question that a child would ask when they're learning about football. Isn't it? It's like, so
Yeah.
what's to stop you just grabbing someone and then putting them in like a headlock? Nothing really, actually.
If that ball doesn't go anywhere near you at the corner,
You do what you
or
want.
for a bit. Yeah, it's odd.
When I play at 11s, it's my only job is to just bother the goalkeeper.
Oh, you're the guy you got-
I'm the backing in guy.
I did that for years.
Oh, I love it. I just
Yeah.
like being
Yeah.
held by big men.
Yeah.
See, I suppose it's just going to see an evolution in that kind of shithousery, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so,
Which is
yeah.
potentially welcome, potally worse, might be more annoying, might be funny. We don't know yet. But
It's another rule that they could put in that is very much a matter of opinion. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we're going to clamp down on this. How hard? Oh, this hard. What does that mean? I don't know.
It's a game of opinions.
It's
mate.
a game of
we
opinions.
simply cannot decide on a threshold. That'll be the issue, won't it? I wonder, and I hope as well, that if this involves shirt pulling, because presumably it's the same thing, right? When at
Yeah.
corners someone
Yeah.
holds a player's shirt and
Yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah.
move. It's the same principle. Yeah.
I think players should have nectarines in their
right.
shirts, and if they are bruised or squished, a penalty is given.
Okay, this is why Pugmall are never going to call you.
No, they're fucking cowards.
Yeah, they are. They're so afraid of change and disruption. Well, Pugmall and the Premier League bosses consulted with stakeholders.
Or
including-
sticks would work.
Yeah, Salt Bay, the clubs, managers, players, and fans before agreeing on the new approach. Interesting enough. Now this one, if the goalkeeper holds onto the ball for longer than 8 seconds, which was, very rarely enforced that, and very rarely does it happen, to be fair,
No.
to goalkeepers, it will now be a corner
Yes.
if that happens.
I like that, and I
think that's a-
want to see it happen in the first match
Yeah.
tonight.
I'm-
Liverpool, Bournemouth.
How
please.
many corners is Jordan Pickford going to give away?
Yeah.
Although he does just distribute the ball quite quickly.
And
to
also,
be
I
fair.
think it's if you're under pressure from a defender, the count doesn't start, right? So it's
Yeah. Also more meaningless nonsense then.
potentially, yeah.
Okay.
But
Could they not put something in the ball that makes it hot, so you can't hold it?
once
Fill
again,
it with steak bakes.
Once again, Pugmall.
Fill it with nectarines and steak bakes. So you got
You know that independent fan thing that we all wanted,
Yeah.
and it's coming along.
right.
This is why it's
Don't
a
invite
terrible
me.
idea. Yeah,
Don't invite me.
He's a fan.
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
We all get a vote. Respect me.
We don't all get a vote,
don't all
and
get
then
a
this
vote,
is
no.
why. Crackdown on simulation as well.
There you
like
go.
they say every year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something though, Peter, that you can definitely get behind. Ref cams
Yes.
are also due to be trialled in 6 to 8 weeks of the new season. These cams will follow the referee home and it'll be turned on throughout the night. So we're going to have a real insight here into what they get up to.
I don't want to see
think
what
I think we've had enough of
We've
insight.
seen one who filmed himself and sent it to somebody. We've seen that referee. I think he's been banned from football this week, actually. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it sounds, that's pretty exciting. That'll be another, quite visceral bit of footage that can be used on live matches. It won't be seen until it's on like a weird Sky Sports program 3 weeks after.
Also with
Michael Owen.
Yeah, that's true. Also with Jamie Vardy not in the Premier League anymore. Is
Yeah,
there any point?
that's a shame.
There's no
And
point,
the Henry Winter, the inspiration to us all.
Don't ever go at Henry.
I'm not. I'm being absolutely sincere. He said in his little breakdown of the rules that regarding the ref cam that no controversial or confrontational moments will be shown. So just where's the
it being
fun in that?
shown? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
Absolute waste of time.
Stop pretending that that's not what we all want to see.
Just release the files.
Indeed.
Just release them.
We could see them doing it from all the other cameras. Just give us a close-up shot.
I know, and if you're in the front rows, you can hear what's going on as well. I don't understand. Semi-automated offsides will be in use from the off in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's something that we're all pleased about, I'm sure.
I'm massively pleased with that.
Yeah.
It's a massive move.
Staying with Henry Winter, his Twitter feed, he was giving some facts and figures, and apparently the average delay dropped to 39 seconds last season from 64 seconds in 23-24. So VAR is getting better. People, I don't think VAR gets the credit it sometimes
I don't
deserves.
trust Winter, though. He did, next to the word diving, put the diving emoji, which was unnecessary.
Once again, I had a lovely evening that time at the awards show. We had a great chat, and I think everyone needs to
A
give
winter of content, then.
It was in the winter.
Yeah.
It was December. But I was in winter with Henry
You were
Winter,
in winter.
but I wasn't in the winter.
Sex with Henry Winter.
At an award show.
At an award show.
I mean, we were talking about England.
Dessert wines were flowing. You took him behind a...
Oh, there's no need to go into that much detail.
I'll tell you, the stuff the elites get into.
I know. Well, I mean, they're always in
They can add
hotel...
everything. So
They're always
get
in
the more
hotel
extreme.
ballrooms, aren't they, I suppose? Yeah.
I went to state school just like you did, Jim. All right.
Yeah. Dive in, it's lovely.
There it is again. Anyway, apparently VR intervened 103 times to overturn wrong decisions last season. Have a go at the referees.
Feels like
Not
a lot. 103 times. That doesn't seem like enough.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And that was just during Newcastle-Chelsea. Total VAR errors last season, 18. Down from 35 in 22-23.
That is so high.
And
That's
31 in 23-24. So, again, it's improving.
Yeah, well, that 35 is really high, isn't it? That's almost one per round of games.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's
the
great
real-
that they've managed to get that down.
The real quotient is the memos on club Twitter feeds, isn't it? Sort of
Yes.
like sending like massive sort of memos to the Premier League. We're not happy with this.
No, absolutely.
I want
not.
to see less of them.
No, I want to see more of it. I want all the fucking nonsense. More of it.
More memos.
Fiending for it.
Yeah.
Well,
More letterheads.
we're going to have some nonsense at Sunday at 4:30 because Manchester United host Arsenal. I don't know how and where the nonsense is going to come
Yeah,
from.
but it's pretty much guaranteed with this fixture, isn't it? One way or another.
Would we call it an opening weekend barn burner?
I think so.
The size of the clubs, I think you've got to
Yeah,
go with
absolutely. And then this weather,
There's a
very
lot of-
dry.
Yeah.
That's true.
All these new players, they're the petrol. All over the barn.
Right.
An accelerant, if you will.
I will. Very much so, yeah. Manchester United have only beaten Arsenal once since 2022, and that was a penalty shootout in last year's FA Cup. So, I mean, technically a draw. Obviously, needed the penalties,
sure.
won the penalties.
Yeah.
So,
That should sound encouraging to me, shouldn't it?
Should get Arsenal over the
actually,
line.
Arsenal have a terrible record at Old Trafford. So they won there in May 2024. Before that, the last win was in November 2020. And before that was an FA Cup game in March 2015. So they very rarely win at Old Trafford. And obviously on the opening day, the feeling is certainly that they need to do that because as the Premier League is now, the points totals are high, the margin for error is very, very small. We think it's going to be tight this year. So there's a lot of pressure immediately on Arsenal to go out there and just perform straight away. And I think there's a lot of good feeling around United at the moment in the context of how they generally feel about the club. And there's a sense of
better feeling.
there's a sense of the unknown. And also I think there's a sense that they're playing without pressure to a degree. I don't think a lot of United fans will just be happy to finish as high as they possibly can. There's no you have to get this or you have to get that. So I wonder if they might play with a little bit of freedom.
Maybe they've pulled that plaster off a little bit. And against a footballer like David Raya, he'll be playing, won't he?
Raya will play, yeah.
He very much likes to come out of his box, and those Man United strikers, they love shooting from miles out, so watch out.
Matthias Cunha does love a ping.
Ping
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
and David Raya, obviously brilliant last season, the season before. He had one of the strangest pre-seasons I've seen an Arsenal player have. Just flapping around all over the shop when he's really normally commanding.
I was roundly criticised by a lot of the Ramble.
Because you were wrong.
David Raya needs to...
Because what
I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal.
He made a mistake in a Newcastle game.
No.
That's what
I
happened.
don't think he's very good. I just don't think
Because
I don't think he's up to
you've
Arsenal's
only
level.
watched him play for 90 minutes in that one game.
I just don't think he's no, I was watching
I mean,
the Champions League.
he raised the level significantly.
Fine. Yeah, he did raise the level. And now the levels, he's drowning in the level.
He's really not.
He's under the level.
Drowning in the level.
He's under the
what
level.
Does that mean?
Remember when Sunderland did that badge change in the a little while ago, where they because of not in tribute to climate change, but they basically they've got like water in their badge.
Is that why David Raya's drowned?
The actual water level goes up over the top of the badge. Basically, they sort of raise the water.
Right.
David Raya, he's raised the level and now he's drowning in it.
Oh well.
Okay.
Now I understand what you mean. Well, Arsenal, they play Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool and Newcastle in their first 6 fixtures of the season. So you're right, Jim. They're going to have to hit the ground running if they're going to prove me right, which I hope they do.
Yeah.
But I just think, what is it, the last 2-3 seasons?
3.
That Arsenal have finished second. It's me to say that I just feel that this season, as I say, I think they've done some good business in the transfer window. There may be 1 or 2 more, maybe we'll see. But even if they don't, I think that they've signed well. I mean, Zubamendi and Gyökeres are the 2 players. I think Madueke is a good signing as well.
I agree.
Kind of divides a bit of opinion, and there's a little bit more context needed there.
Yeah.
But I just feel that what they did last season and the confidence and encouragement they'll have got from that Champions League run and so on and so forth, I think that they'll have the bit between their teeth, and I think we'll see them come out and really give Manchester United what for. The thing that is what I find hard to predict is Manchester United in this.
Well,
fixture.
indeed.
I think I expect to see Arsenal, really not mess around.
They'll know what's on the table as well from
Totally,
the match on tonight.
Yeah. And also, so from the Man United point of view, they've got 3 new players up top. Let's assume they're all going to start. That might not be the case, but you would think they would. They will possibly play Amad Diallo as a wing back, and he was a standout performer for them last season.
Yes.
So he's still in the mix there as well. So that is a pretty kind of exciting prospect. And obviously Bruno Fernandes is a brilliant player in the middle of the park, just at all times.
He's got a lot more help though with creativity and trying to score goals.
He does potentially now not have to do absolutely everything around there. So we'll see. But Arsenal, despite the signings, 6 signings coming in, they're not all starters, obviously. So it's quite a settled team as well. They're very hard to beat, very hard to break down. But yeah, I mean, they have a terrible habit of drawing games that they should win at Old Trafford, where it just feels like they don't quite go for it enough. There's still a sense that they're like a bit too respectful of Old Trafford and Man United as an institution, and they need to overcome that.
Yeah, they do. Well, Wayne Rooney has predicted Manchester United will sneak into the top 5 this season, which is a bold prediction, but I like it.
He's like the idea they're going to sneak in.
Yeah. well, when pressed on this, he said, I hope they do, and you never know, they might finish higher. Go on, Wayne.
Yeah, he's not proved to be an excellent judge of performance over the past couple of seasons, managerial-wise.
What, picking his jobs, do you mean?
Picking his jobs and picking his teams as well.
Well, he's responded to Tom Brady after he questioned his work ethic. Rooney said, I think this was when Tom Brady... obviously when Rooney was at Birmingham City, and he said, I'm not sure about our coach's work ethic, and kind of questioned Rooney because he was sat around having a tab. No, it was that's
licking a massive lollipop.
Exactly, singing
having
karaoke.
A pepperoni at the same time.
Yeah.
And this was at half time. Brady obviously said what he said, and Rooney responded saying, I think that was a very unfair comment. Tom came in once, which was the day before a game where the days are a little bit lighter anyway. And I don't think he really understood football that well. Football is not NFL. NFL works for 3 months of a year.
Which is apparently wrong, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a
I
bit
mean,
longer than that.
it's a bit longer than that, yeah.
They showed on the BBC.
I want to see them
this-
fight, Peter.
on the BBC, and yeah, well, I think Rooney would probably win that one. But I think if you,
but the thing is, Brady would think he would win easily, wouldn't he? It'd
yeah,
be a surprise.
well,
I
he
think-
just
I
think
think
that
it
like
would-
mentality over might would probably get him through.
I mean, I think you said that quite quickly as you're just
Yeah.
sort of brushing Brady
Look at
aside.
the size of him.
I know, but I think Brady would be quite hard.
He would be quite, of course, he would be quite hard. But I mean, I would
Yeah,
say
but-
that if on the BBC piece there was a picture of Tom Brady and Wayne Rooney next to each other,
Right.
Wayne Rooney looked like he was in landscape. They'd done something to his head to make it look wider, and so therefore, like if you were looking, who's the NFL,
Yeah.
quarterback? I know Tom Brady he's not a quarterback, is he? Is he? Wow, I thought it'd be massive if you were a quarterback. All right, well maybe Tom Brady will win then. Oh,
No, I don't know. I think Rooney can take a lot of punishment.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to hit him extremely hard for him to even feel it.
Right, it's like a boss battle in a video game.
Yeah.
You've got to get him under his right tit or something
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
to make him
Yeah.
explode.
He's just shrugging it off.
If Rooney went, it would be terrifying.
Although Phil Bartley knocked him out fairly easily, actually.
Yeah,
So maybe
I don't think he's got it in him though. He's too
Glassjaw.
lovely. Yeah, he's too lovely.
He's too lovely. And we don't want to see any fighting for
No.
crying out loud. Now, have you seen Mikel Arteta has landed a new job as Under Armour's new director of performance? What the hell's going on, Jim?
Yeah, I don't care about how Under Armour do. So from where I am,
Well,
that's,
what happens when Under Armour play Arsenal? Conflict of
I don't
interest.
know. I don't know.
You won't be
I-
up in the Europa League, will you?
They think they should be demoted to the Europa League.
Take them out.
Is anyone-
Get
is any-
Palace in the Champions
There's
League.
an Under Armour kit in the Champions League, right? Arsenal, you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under Armour are constantly trying to be cool after their CEO, very Trumpy CEO, came out in favour of some quite problematic policies a few years ago. And they're just constantly just trying to claw back that. His name was Kevin Plank, which is even funnier.
That is funny.
And they never really sort of got it back. So they're just trying to this isn't a cool move for Under Armour. I
Well,
mean,
no,
Arteta's a lot of things. I don't think he's cool.
Well, hang on.
No.
Let me read out why
Right.
Under Armour have done this. See,
Right.
see if you think this is cool. Under Armour said they have got him in to mentor and guide the next wave of disruptive athletes.
Ooh, lovely.
So that's spoken like a true kind of Trumpian guy. We want the
disruptors.
disruptive athletes. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose if your target market is intense weirdos, Arteta probably is quite a good figurehead.
That's the modern sports person, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really intense weirdos.
Oh dear.
Bring back the fat alcoholics.
Oh dear. Now, calling all FPL fans, we're giving you the chance to join our Fantasy Premier League alongside your favourite Ramble presenters and other Ramble listeners. Do you back yourself as the best FPL player among the Ramble community? Well, just hit the link in the show notes to join. The sign-up code is E44OHQ. All lowercase, of course. That's E44OHQ. Come and have a go now if you think you're hard enough. Right, coming up after this, Thomas Frank reveals why he isn't a doctor. Tottenham versus Burnley on Saturday at 3 p.m. Those poor Spurs boys lost the Super Cup to PSG on penalties on Wednesday night. Blimmin' heck, that was a good Spurs performance.
It was a good
I was
Spurs
genuinely
performance,
gutted
yeah.
for them after that. I don't expect you to be, Jim, but I was gutted that they didn't do that. They're obviously leading 2-0 until the 85th minute. 2 late goals and then lost on penalties. But
There's so much encouragement to take from it.
Oh,
though.
my
I mean,
goodness, yeah.
Realistically, I would think most Tottenham fans will already not care, given the nature of the cup. But I suppose there's a caveat as well that PSG haven't had much of a preseason, but it's still PSG.
Yes.
And they're 2-0 up against them in the 85th minute, having played really well. Most teams aren't PSG and will not be able to turn that around. I think that there are signs that, they are very close to turning a corner already before the season has even started.
Yeah.
It's a really good game to take part in, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's way better than the Community Shield
yeah.
or anything like that.
it's the UEFA Nations League of pre-season.
Yes.
As I said on the WhatsApp, the Super Cup is very much the person I introduced myself to by saying good to meet you rather than good to see you,
Because you've
Yeah.
already
because
met
I've
them.
already met them 14 times.
Yeah.
You forget how long this actual cups. It's not really a cup, is it? It's just a match, I suppose, isn't it?
It is a
this-
cup.
There is a
called-
cup.
Well, I
It's-
know
it's
there's a
a-
cup involved, right? Okay, fine.
It's a super one.
It's a one match cup.
Yeah. It's called the Super Cup.
Give us a third and fourth playoff, and I'll be happy.
Well, that would be
that would
great.
be
The
fun.
runners-up.
The runners-up play each other as well.
Seldom do you stumble upon such a
I know,
tasty
right?
morsel, Peter, but that is one.
And they have to play in Stoke.
Oh, there it is.
And the pitch is on fire. But yeah, it was a really good performance, I thought, and everybody else did. Their set piece game was very, very strong indeed. Good press. I mean, they focused. Thomas Frank basically meant, get all the big lads on.
Yep.
PSG are tiny.
Yep.
Let's absolutely dominate. And they did.
But that's the thing, though. That's why I have real hope for Spurs this season, is because of Thomas Frank. I think, they've made some good additions. I mean, Kudus, he's a player. We know this. Again, but Palhinha as well. Oh, my goodness. Like, I'm not at all jealous. I don't mind it. No, it is just great to see him playing football in the Premier League. And
In white.
I just squint my eyes. Well, obviously we haven't seen him back in the Premier League just yet, but we will do. But I think, but you're right though, and that set piece chat is indicative of what Thomas Frank brings. How much stronger and more robust did Spurs look? We haven't seen them look like that at all.
Completely different.
Because bear in mind,
apart from in the Europa League, weirdly.
No, but even in the Europa League. Like, I'm not taking anything away from that because I can't, and it would be stupid to do so.
I guess the level of opposition.
But it was a
is
competition that,
different,
it wasn't a huge surprise that they won it. And even in the final, it was just, Manchester United were particularly poor, weren't they?
I just like that they're sort of kind of, they're playing to their strengths that they haven't, in the way that they haven't over the past sort of couple of seasons. Like they've got big dance-or throw-ins on both sides, just absolutely hosing them in.
They had a throw-in competition, didn't they? Wasn't there was there a leaked photo or something of Spurs where it was like the throwing competition at 3 o'clock or whatever it was, But I mean, all this stuff, because from
back to basics. Back to basics, Marcus.
Well, bloody has to be. I mean, how many league games did they lose last season? So I think under Frank, you look at that game and you think, oh, right, is that how they're going to... No, that's not how they're going to approach every game. That's how they're going to approach that game. And that's the point about Frank. Yes, great pragmatism and so on. And I know people say, to pragmatism is to do, is it? Well, no, hang on. Frank knows how to, get a tune out of his players. He knows how to get under the skin of better teams. And just because someone's pragmatic doesn't mean to say it can't be good to watch or it can't be attacking or it can't be enjoyable. And I think that you saw that with Brentford, often tailor-made plans for particular games, so on and so forth. He has a better squad at Spurs. He has players that I think are going to thrive under him. It's just so different to Postecoglou. Postecoglou was very pragmatic in the Europa League, hence they won it.
And part of the problem, I think, in the league with Tottenham was so often you just sense they didn't believe in themselves.
Oh, it was.
You felt like they conceded a goal or missed a chance or whatever, and you felt like they just really didn't expect to get anything from the game. But this already looks very, very different.
Yeah,
I mean, it's worth remembering that Ange's first 10 games was like 8 wins and two draws,
which seems
a long time ago,
and even last throughout. Well, even towards the end of that season, it seemed a long time ago. So you're right. Look, this is not a sort of stick the boot into Postecoglou. It went how it went under Spurs, and last season in the league was dire. It was piss poor. I get the fact that they concentrate in the Europa League and they saved the season and blah blah blah. It was all said that, but this under Frank, I'm utterly intrigued how they're going to do. I think they're going to do well, and I think again it's things like they look more solid, they're more robust, the focus of the players, and we're all going really on this game. I know they beat Arsenal pre-season and had 1 or 2 other results, but I just think from what you saw against PSG, I think it bodes really, really well for Spurs, and I think they should be very excited.
Can I predict something?
Yeah.
Romero, 8 goals this season.
8?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
bold.
he's been made captain, which I think is a really smart move from Frank, because he can be a little kind of reckless, can't he? And I think giving him that responsibility might focus him in a way that would be really, really beneficial to them.
Yeah, I think so. And as well, I mean, Thomas Frank, if his press conference was anything to go by after the PSG, we're in for some lovely words. Of course, he said, in medical terms, the operation succeeded, but the patient died, so not that good in the end.
Yeah, I'm thinking...
I get what he means, though.
But I'm trying to think of what operation those parameters would apply to. Perhaps it's like a backstreet organ removal, where you're going to sell the kidneys on later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the
It's
operation
not
is-
ideal that the patient died, but the
No.
operation was still a success.
But he apparently he said with the first meeting with the Spurs players, he did say that, look, we're going to lose football matches, and that's just the nature
Yeah.
of football. No team goes through the season without losing a football match, apart from Arsenal's Invincibles. Sorry, didn't mean to mention that.
That was, he didn't do himself. I think he was going
No,
to take
I-
full on Clough approach where he went, I know you won the Europa League. As far as I'm concerned, you won that by stinking out the place.
Yeah, he's very charming.
Very
Very
charming,
charming,
beautiful
yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
I'm expecting
Yep.
good things from Spurs this season, but they've got to take on Burnley. Burnley are back in the Premier League.
For a bit.
Yeah, well, every single Ramble presenter and a lot of journalists as well have predicted them to finish bottom of the Premier League. I know
It's
there
not
are.
even the state of the team itself. It's more that they have experienced an up and down
Well, this
quite
is it,
recently.
Peter. This
So
is it.
there's nothing to fear
Yes.
for them,
No.
really.
And I know that there are at least one and more prominent Burnley fans on our Football Ramble Discord. And I am sorry, but this is, a lot of people are in agreement here. So, I mean, if Burnley could stay up, it would properly be, up yours to everybody. And-
Yeah, I'd love to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
I do think part of the issue is obviously losing James Trafford and CJ Egan-Riley from that defence that was so good last season. Josh Brownhill's gone as well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of change, and that's always the case for teams that are being promoted. And actually, what we've not seen a team try in a long time, and perhaps Burnley will do that given how good their defensive record was last season, we've not seen teams come up and just try and be really compact and try and be really hard to beat and trying to win every game 1-0, and if you can't, then draw it 0-0. It's often quite boring to watch, isn't it? And those teams get kind of, pelters from everyone else. But obviously the whole thing becomes a siege mentality, and the fans, as long as they stay up, are kind of understanding of that. And like I say, we've not seen a team really try that in a long time. So maybe Burnley will approach it like that. But I don't know if Scott Parker
You've
is the
forgotten
guy.
Scott Parker's Fulham.
Well, indeed, this is it.
I mean, that's the
was
thing.
Was he trying to do that then?
Yeah,
Would you say?
I mean, Mitrovic couldn't get in the team. He nearly
Right.
left. And that was a guy who was, obviously scoring goals for fun in the Championship.
a while ago now, wasn't it?
Oh, I mean, it was, yeah. And Parker, that was his thing, was to keep Fulham. They didn't concede that many, but they just didn't score any.
Yeah.
And that's my worry, and a lot of people's worry for Burnley. Look, they conceded 16 goals in the Championship last season.
That is
phenomenal.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was much. It was talked about a lot, wasn't it, last year?
That's in the running order, isn't it? Do a lot of shows have entries in their own running orders that mug off their predictions?
Maybe.
I mean, heckled by our own running orders.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. What did they amass? 100 points, was it last
Yeah.
year in the Championship? Their previous Championship campaign to that was 101.
Yeah.
They are currently a yo-yo side,
Mm-hmm.
and again, with the aforementioned Fulham, the team I support, you experience this.
It's an
And
alarming sort of facet of the pattern, isn't it? That you
It
can
is.
win the Championship with 100 points,
Well,
be
that's
so
it.
dominant, and then still go down.
Well, because I mean, even when Fulham were in that yo-yo period, Parker and Fulham got promoted through the playoffs. So it wasn't as convincing as Burnley have been. They've been very, very good in these last two Championship seasons, and under very different managers. I mean, look at the way Vince and company got them promoted, and then tried to apply that into the Premier League. Admirable in one sense, but obviously it didn't work. Now Parker's in. My question is, if Burnley get relegated this year, will Scott Parker get the Bayern Munich job? It's the only natural conclusion one can
Seems
take.
unlikely, but we've also seen examples of it happening before. So
Just one.
Don't know. Just the one.
just one.
Yeah, but it's not none, is it? It's
And
not
it
none.
wasn't that long ago.
He inherited a bit of a mess when
Parker.
he was appointed Scott Parker. So whatever happens this season, I
Yes.
imagine it'll probably be straight back down for them. Just
But you've predicted Scott Parker to be the first manager to be sacked.
I did, yeah. Just but that you have to choose someone, and to be fair, I was a bit swayed by the Thomas Frank stuff when I heard your predictions. So, but no, I'm just going to stick with Scott Parker.
Yeah.
But like Marcus Edwards in this football match against Spurs, he will want to prove the Spurs doubters wrong.
Well, back in the Premier League,
because
of course,
he was like transformative for Burnley last season. So I think he'll be playing outside of himself.
Peter, James Trafford has gone, but Martin Dubravka's in.
Yeah, I think he's injured, but yeah, yeah,
A bit of experience, though.
a bit of experience.
If he can stay fit.
You know what? He's been such a wonderful servant for Newcastle United, and a hell of a goalkeeper, a hell of a shot stopper, and probably better ball delivery than Nick Pope, to be honest. So I don't really know why Pope was picked over Dubravka after we'd seen both players, playing over 10 games. But there we are. That's football, and I'm not a football manager.
No. Amanda Broyer's gone there as well.
Yeah.
For reasonable fee. I'm thinking like he's a lovely lad and he's got talent, but he's of an age now where it's kind of like, where's a proper landing spot for
who
him?
are you? And I suppose
because he had his injuries and all that kind of stuff, loan here and there and so on. It's a chance for him.
It's a chance for him to actually sort of show what he can do as a cemented kind of starting player, which he's not really had. Even the loan spells he's had, he's sort of been in and out of teams, isn't he? It's not a signing that fills you with great kind of confidence, I suppose. But it's a really interesting platform for him. I'm also intrigued to see what they do with Kyle Walker. I wonder as he gets a bit older if he might move centre half, possibly in a 3. Might be a sort of canny thing for them to do. We've seen that he's got that in his game, and he can do that really well. And his pace doesn't seem to have deserted him entirely, but obviously it is waning a little bit now, and then you kind of protect that a little if you do that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, all to play for. You can hear Jim, Vish and my predictions by listening to the episode below this one in the Football Ramble feed. You can find out what Luke and Pete predicted over on our socials, where we will be releasing our combined Football Ramble predicted Premier League table later today. Please forgive us. Now, newly promoted Sunderland start their season at home to West Ham.
It's a nice fixture, and
that's a good start.
It's a good start.
To be honest, you want to be at home.
Really, Barclays.
It is. You want to be at home in your first fixture, and you want to play a side who not that many people think will have a great season. What's going on there? However, though, if they were to lose that 3-0, that would be damning.
Frank Champion was not complimentary about West Ham's preparation this season. He's
Your-
watched
your-
all of the pre-season ones. My father-in-law.
Your would-be father.
My would-be father-in-law.
Yeah.
Answer him, I suppose. Got to ask permission, haven't you? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's the one getting in the way of that. If he was, that would be amazing. Though.
It would.
I've got to fight Frank
Not
Champion.
for my daughter.
And understandable.
Yeah. Fair.
No, I can't let this be that formal. There'll be no signing of anything. Sunderland have released their third kit, which is inspired by the club's Black Cat's nickname.
Great.
It looks
Blackout
great. Have you
kit.
seen it?
Yeah, all black.
Little eyes on the
Little
back.
cat's eyes on the
cat's
back.
eyes
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
back.
Watching you. It's better than that Manchester City rainy kit, isn't it?
Is that going to
yeah.
throw off the automatic VAR? Because
Maybe that's what it is.
you know, because I can't.
The referee can't be offside.
At my recording setup, I had like a sort of ceramic baby's head that you could put pens in, and I had to rotate it round because the camera kept thinking that was the face it was supposed to be focusing on, and I kept on going out of focus.
Really creepy.
I'm just scared that the eyes might have it. Eyes.
The eyes
The
have
eyes
it.
have it.
The eyes have it.
I do love West Ham. I love Sunderland less, but I do. It would be nice for them to start the season with a couple of points on the board.
Why don't you just say it?
A couple.
They can't.
How
get
are
a
they going to
couple.
do that?
There was a rule.
There'll be some financial mismanagement, I'm sure. Where they get one lopped off.
There was a recent rule change which made it 3 points for a win. What about Leeds, though? Another newly promoted side.
Leeds are in?
They are. Well, they are. They're in the Premier
are in,
League. They start their season on Monday night at home to Everton. Now, it's annoying that they have to wait till Monday night, I think,
Yeah.
for them. And for us as well. 'Cause you want to see the newly promoted sides. Always exciting to see. At home to David Moyes' and Jack Grealish's Everton.
I'm looking forward to seeing if they start Dominic Calvert-Lewin against his old club in his new gaff.
Yes.
Potentially really good signing for Leeds. Potentially really underwhelming
Were
one.
you surprised? Because bearing in mind, Patrick Bamford, obviously, the time recording is still there. And Daniel Farke.
He's not a Bamford man.
He's not a Bamford man. No. And I can imagine Bamford and Calvert-Lewin getting along really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both very nice chaps.
I think they're
quite
sort of-
wholesome.
Yeah, similar type of blokes. I was just surprised.
One into fashion, the other a bit posh.
Others, injury prone as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing both up front.
Both.
Oh, you've signed me a friend when I'm out. That's nice of you.
It's like when pandas don't fuck. Bring another one in.
Oh dear. And that is Leeds United's new nickname.
And that is
the
Leeds
Pandas.
United, the Pandas.
Yes.
The black and white pandas.
Frigid pandas.
Oh,
Pandas.
Jim Campbell. Right. Aston Villa and Newcastle United, of course, they get Saturday the second day, technically, of the Premier League season underway. It's Saturday at 12:30.
First Saturday early kickoff of the season.
That's right, yeah.
Right in the middle of my daughter's sleepy time, which is that could not have gone better for me, quite frankly.
How are you feeling about this, bruv, Nick?
Well, she sleeps quite well these days. What? Oh, the football. I think Aston Villa aren't in any great state compared to how well they have been in the past. But I think Newcastle will be able to do this. It's a bit of a stern test, I suppose. They've been pretty turgid in pre-season. They didn't win a single match, even against the Korean 11 that they put together against them. They've been pretty turgid, but I still think Newcastle have got enough to get past Villa away.
Yeah, but they've been doing some transfer stuff with Aston Villa for Jacob Ramsey.
Jacob Ramsey. Yeah,
really good player.
Well, we know Jacobs thrive at Newcastle United.
Exactly, it's the place where it's a Jacob's ladder.
Well, yeah.
Success in the career. No, it's quite the.
We don't want to see a Jacobs cream cracker, though, do we?
No. Quite the price for. I'm going to look at you, Jim. Not looking at Marcus. It's quite the price for a relatively injury-prone player. Is that fair?
I think it's actually pretty good value, to be honest. I think Ramsey's one of those players that flies under the radar a little bit, and I think is actually of a really, really kind of high quality. And obviously, staying fit will be a big part of that.
He wanted to move because he wanted more game time, I believe, but. You do sort of look at the situation at Newcastle and it's like, you're not going to get it there, are you?
That is also an issue, isn't it? Yeah, I think that. But I think he's a really sort of good addition to that midfield. I have to say, I think it strengthens Newcastle for sure. And Malik Thiaw, I'm going to pronounce that like that, it looks a good signing as well. Another 6'4" behemoth, very versatile.
And the versatility that will be needed in a Champions League campaign.
Absolutely, especially because, Dan Burn and Fabian Schär, as effective as they are getting older, aren't they?
Never forget the Botman.
The problem is the Botman often is out injured, isn't he? So
they need to go to South Korea and get a year taken off.
They do.
Exactly, yes.
They do.
Good
point. People go to Turkey to get hair put on.
Yeah.
South Korea for a year off.
Teeth filed down and then put on again.
Oh, yeah, that's what, isn't it? Did you see Anthony Elanga and Will Osula did a rooftop tour of St James's Park?
Very wholesome stuff.
It was lovely, that.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, Anthony Elanga, I think, is going to be a hit. Newcastle United. He's obviously a very good player. We saw what he did at Forest last season.
Yeah, well, he's already singing Dan Burn's song.
He's just, to me, he's like, he's got this.
Yeah, well,
he's got the Geordie fever.
I do not want William Osler on the roof of anything because he's just too unpredictable. He's proper mad.
He's not like a lemming. He's not going to launch himself.
No, but he's and I appreciate they were wearing some very tasteful black and white Newcastle United branded.
That was nice.
Head protection helmets, and I just think he's too unpredictable. Osler, I think he might throw himself off or try and bend one of the girders or something. I don't know. It's weird that like nowadays, like modern football is like a lot of like the ground tour kind of experience at grounds is like going up service fucking corridors.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's a weird thing to sort of...
Well, like when they used to have a McDonald's birthday party where you could go in the kitchen for a bit.
Yes. And see.
Never had that.
Yeah.
Never went to a McDonald's birthday party.
Have you ever done like the...
Wimpy birthday party?
I went to a state school as well.
Have you ever been to...
What is this?
What is this?
I didn't go to McDonald's. There was a Wimpy along...
eating Jacob's cream crackers.
Wimpy along Princess Street in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still there because Wimpy just will not fail, will it?
Die. Wimpy's one in Leon C. High Street.
Wimpy was long
Very disappointing in the Bender Burger. Not as good as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I mean, like, have you ever done the skywalking at Spurs or Fulham?
No.
No.
Should I have?
It's just where like engineers used to piss in bottles.
Yeah, it's not the interesting bit of the stadium, is it?
It's really
weird.
If there's a match going on, fucking cracking, brilliant.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing going on, like, what are you looking at?
What are you going to do? Piss in a bottle?
What are you going to do? Piss in a bottle?
Even if there is a match going on, it's still the worst seat in the house.
It's kind of like a bird's eye view, isn't it? It's the old football manager view, isn't it?
I don't want a bird's eye view. I want a person's view. Should we talk about Villa a bit? Brushed over them there?
I don't think we do. I don't think we've got time
Okay,
for
all right.
that.
Sorry, Villa fans.
Sorry, Villa.
All right, well, go on. What are you going to say?
Well, I just think it's a very interesting season for them coming up because they've not done a huge amount of business. They're quite up against it with PSR. It looks like they're not going to lose Ollie Watkins. They've brought Evan Gessand in, who seems an interesting addition as well.
They're going to win the Europa League.
They'll probably win the Europa League because Unai Emery is really good at that. But it's I mean, he's been there a while now, hasn't he? And Emery has had a little bit of a history of kind of falling away a little bit when he's kind of been at a club for a while. Things maybe go a little bit stale, so they're going to have to fight that off, I think, this season. Very hard to predict where they're going to finish. Obviously, they want another tilt at the Champions League. They just missed out on it last season. You wonder if the squad might not have been refreshed enough to make that realistic this time around. So, yeah, I think they're an interesting case this season.
I think the younger players like Redmond and stuff will be seen more than you would expect because they've obviously got European competition this season.
Sure.
That they need to they'll need squad cobblers for, and I'm really excited to see him. He looks really good.
Lovely. Right, now, exciting news to end the show. Today is not only the start of the Premier League season, but it's also the first day of the season for our weekly Football Ramble game. Now, for this season, we will be playing a mixture of My Biddy Aunt, the game formerly known as Luke's Game, and Jack's Encyclopedia, which means more belts for Vish to steal and even more admin for official Ramble Games Master Jimmy to the B. Thanks, Jimmy. We will continue to release the game as a separate episode on the feed, which means more rounds and even more Friday fun. Today's episode will be available later this afternoon, so make sure you subscribe to the Football Ramble in your podcast app so you do not miss it. There we are. We've reached the end. Thank you very much for listening to the Football Ramble, part of the Acast Creator Network. The keys are in the lock and the gates to the Premier League and the weekend are officially open.
Let's do it. Let's go.
It's that time again, everybody. Thank you, Pete Donaldson.
No holding.
Thank you, Jim Campbell.
See ya.
And thank you, Pitbull.